Tasmania show, yeah.
Wagwan gang, back in this thing. And if you really gang, bang that like button. And if you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, please keep your ass inside. You're tuning into the Tasmania show with Taz Tycoon. Today, typically I've noticed that when I do my intros on things that I really just I don't want to talk about, like, the energy is not usually like the same because I don't know how to deliver hype news with information that's not really good. So I just wanted to preface that if y'all think my energy is low. Today we're going to be talking about David, who has been charged with the murder of Celeste. A couple of months ago, there was a body that was found in a Tesla with body parts dismembered. And we're going to first and foremost say rest in peace to Celeste, and I pray that justice is served. We're going to get into this news clip talking about how the body was discovered to begin.
Arrest in the case of Celeste Rivas, the teen girl found in the trunk of a rapper's car.
And assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk working this story. You've got late information from LAPD, Mike?
Yeah, all of this still coming in here to the newsroom and to the desk. But what we can tell you right now is that the rapper David, whose name is David Burke, has been arrested for the murder of Celeste Rivas. That's according to the Los Angeles Police Department. There is Celeste Rivas. You remember, this is a case that has grabbed headlines and we've been covering for several months now. Rivas's body was found in the back of a Tesla at this Hollywood tow yard. The car was registered to David, the rapper, here, and the car was ultimately found out front of his Hollywood Hills home, or a home at least that he was staying at. Now, David has been the center of a grand jury investigation for weeks now. The LAPD confirming tonight they have taken him into custody, and he is being charged in the murder of Celeste Rivas. They say the case will be presented to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office for filing consideration on Monday. It's unclear tonight what the final tipping point was for the LAPD. This investigation has gone on for a very long time. Remember, we learned through that grand jury court filing that Celeste's body had been dismembered, that her torso was in one bag, the rest of her body was in another bag when it was found inside of his car. The medical examiner never publicly revealing a cause of death after the Los Angeles Police Department went to a judge, and got a judge to seal the medical examiner record. So at this point, we still don't know how officially Celeste Rivas died. We don't know what the alleged role is that David played here, but again, we can tell you late word tonight that the Los Angeles Police Department has taken the rapper David into custody for the murder of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas after her body was found in his Tesla in the Hollywood Hills.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. When I heard the news months ago, because again, he's been arrested now, but this happened like almost a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think Celeste's birthday is about to come up when her family went to report her missing, and she was last seen on her way to David's house. And the whole issue is that she's underage and he's not. I remember when it all went down, they said he wasn't a suspect. And I feel like they did the same thing with Diddy, right? Like, they let you breathe, right? They'll be like, oh, no, he's not a suspect. You go on, you live your life. And now they hitting you with all types of evidence. And we're going to get into what it is that they're talking about. Death penalty could possibly be on the table. So we're going to take a look at what they're talking about now.
I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke, the musician known as David, spelled d4vd, in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time. And there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait. That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance being that this murder was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night. The third charge, in addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, is murdering a witness to an investigation. In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation was Celeste. And the investigation was into the lewd and lascivious sexual acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste while she was under 14 years old. The investigation was to determine who killed, who murdered Celeste months and months before. That investigation was carried out in unison and in partnership between the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and the District Attorney's Office. At every point in the investigation, through the arrest and the filing of charges, the LAPD and the District Attorney's Office have worked in lockstep. There's been no disagreements amongst these entities in deciding how to proceed with this case. Ultimately,
Hold y'all, that's just all nasty work, yo. Like, that's a lot. Like, chopping a body up, leaving it there, trying to get rid of a witness, like fucking a minor, like having sex with a minor. Like, there is a lot of shit that's going on. Like I said, I didn't know nothing about David, you know what I'm saying, before he blew up. I came across some clips and they said he was like a Fortnite person that was popular on Fortnite, and I think his music was like getting blocked when he was playing a video game. So then I think his mom or somebody suggested he makes music, and then he made the music to go for him streaming, and then he took off as an artist, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if it was really, you know, into him, but if I think about it, you playing video games, you like, and that's not to say there's people out here making millions, you know what I'm saying, that are like got villages and get paid. T Grizzly, Bryson Tiller. I'm not saying that makes you childish to play games. You can do that. That is a career profession. People do that. I know a gaming coach. But the type of stuff that people are into is a lot of sick, twisted shit that's been coming up lately, like from the Epsteins to the Diddy's to the like the males in the grooming of young women and stuff like that. But something that was a little bothersome is this clip. Like, mind you, I never watched David on stream, but this is a clip of David when he was on stream with Celeste. Again, rest in peace, Celeste.
Media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
That shit was sick, man. Like, again, they seem like they might have been cool friends. You know, shout out to my mom. I come from a very overprotective mom, overbearing helicopter mom, just always momming my whole life. Now that I'm an older woman, I'm very happy. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm no longer a kid. Old woman sounds crazy. Now that I'm a little bit older, I really appreciate you, Ma. For like, I couldn't go stay the night at nobody's house without her being like, no, I gotta meet the mom. I damn near had to get a permission slip to go to a sleepover. My mom would never do that. And thank God I never had any of these experiences with people like, you know, this is where people get raped or molested. And I've heard of different things, know people personally because the negligence of their parents. And I'm not blaming Celeste's parents for her being absent, but I heard it took like a minute before they had even reported it, you know. And even with this kind of evidence, like she said in the video, like they bleeped it, you know, out or whatever, but like, you know, he said, I media trained you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, fucking a minor. Like, she said it right then and there, you know. And you have to think about it too. If it's consensual, like, it's wrong as an adult, right? You know what you're not supposed to be doing. But then there are some very fast people or young women that might be interested in older guys. Like, it's just like, you don't know, but to kill somebody, that's weird. But also too, just accountability and about who you hanging with. So there's this dude, I think his name Jason the Ween. He's like a streamer or whatever. And when he first heard about the news about David, he's friends with him. He was just like, he was innocent. So we can get into this clip.
Do it.
He's not a murderer?
No.
Thank God, bro. Because I was still going to listen to his music. I was just worried that I'd be an asshole if I did.
He didn't do it. He literally performed the next day. If he was a suspect, the police would have been after him. He's not a suspect.
He's not just escaping the police clutches?
No. You think David did it?
Do I think he's a murderer? Can't rule him out.
Can't rule him out?
Can't rule him out.
No way.
I don't know
But
if it's
how
true.
do you steal a Tesla, though?
Wait, so you think it is him?
No, I don't
how
think
do you
it's
steal
him.
a Tesla?
I don't think it's him because he's been on tour.
No,
But also,
I
how
don't
do
think
you
it's him
steal a
either.
Tesla?
I think it's like almost obviously not him. But what's weird is that Crocs dropped him.
Yeah, why would they do
That's
that?
weird.
Yeah, and Hollister. Like, what? Why would they do
Told y'all, like, so that was his homie, you know what I'm saying? That was basically defending him and saying like, hey, you know, how, man? Like, no, that's my guy. Like, and you think you know your people. You don't know your people. Some people go home and they got different shit that they into, but you can see Crocs dropped him and everything like that. But something that was a little bit odd that people said was that days after Celeste had passed away, David was actually found celebrating the release of his new music. So check it out. Hold you, like, I don't know if that's what, like, again, they told him originally, like, hey, you're not a suspect, and then you start to go back to your normal life. You can't tell people how to grieve. Some people are numb, you know what I'm saying? Some people feel cold. You know, I don't know if he put up any rest in pieces or anything. I didn't even mean this. I apologize. I was not even trying to be funny when I said that. as in plural, not pieces as in Celeste's body. So please, please, please forgive me. That's not the intention that I meant when I said pieces. That he, that he showed any remorse or, support. Like if that's your friend on stream, even if you beef with somebody, like you don't, saying rest in peace doesn't, like, you don't have to publicly show that. But for him to be acting like that, I don't know, like what grief looks like. But then Jason Ween, the same guy that before said that he didn't think David was a suspect, came back and retracted his statement. And we're going to check this out now.
Because the narrative that's been spun on Twitter. First off, I want to retract my statement. Obviously, the other day, I was defending David before all the new evidence came out. I do not condone anything that David has done or is doing, okay? That shit is wicked and it's just unbelievable. It's been a lot to process. And one more thing, I wanna say, the girl that I met named Celeste at the V's house is not the same Celeste that was killed. RIP to that girl. One thing I also want to add to the David situation. I did not know anything. I'm not even close friends with David. I made a song with him. All right. I had dinner with him one time in a group setting. And then motherfuckers saying I'm best.
Yeah, your vibe attracts your tribe. If you ain't got good energy, keep your ass inside. So he's saying they made a song together, and just like I said, like they've even, for example, when Diddy and Jay-Z had the whole situation, Jay-Z, and they used to do the Rock Nation brunches, like, like friends is you got to use that term. Like you can have an affiliate, an associate, a colleague, somebody that you might have met, but he's standing down and saying that no, he doesn't support it. Before we get out of here, there's another clip about Jason Ween talking about how he feels about the David situation.
David has been charged by LA with first-degree murder with special circumstances, lying in wait in the killing of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, RIP, a charge that carries a potential sentence of life without parole or death penalty. Oh my fucking God. Wow. That's insane, bro. That's insane. This is a win, bro. It only took 9 months. It only took 9 months. It's not my man's, bro. I don't want to see none of that shit. I already knew when I clicked this link, motherfucker's gonna be weird, bro. Okay, dude. How many times do I gotta say? Yes, before everything, all the evidence. And I don't know why people make it out to it just being me. Yes, I did defend him, and I regret doing that because obviously after all the evidence, I switched up on him. Yeah, I'm gonna switch up on a pedophile murderer? The fuck?
Man, like, and right, accountability should be your best ability, right? Like, you might have defended somebody because you think you know the actions, and then when you got the evidence and you're like, yo, like, Jason Ween just being like, no, like, I'm not condoning that, against doubling down, rest in peace to Celeste, man. Like, that shit is crazy. And I've also heard people say things like he has like what's the thing called when you a cremation oven in his house? Like, even in his music, they would not quantify, that's not the right choice of words. They would categorize his music as like a drill emo rap, like where he's talking about like a invisible string and, you'll die and live forever. Like, just some of that trippy, weird stuff. There's a demographic of people, again, I am not judging, only God can judge. But there is some very, very sick stuff. People, you got to know where your kids is at, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's an after school program, knowing like, you brought that kid into this world, you want to really understand what's going on, man. And like I said, shout out to the helicopter moms out there that are always paying attention, because one wrong slip, somebody could do something to your kid and you don't even know. My mom, thank you so much for being so on top of everything with me. Like, all the times I used to get upset, I apologize, man. And again, rest in peace to Celeste, her family. I pray that justice is served. We'll hear more about this in the days to come. If you really gang, bang that like button. And if you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, please Keep your ass inside. You're tuning to the Tasmania Show with Taz Tycoon. Let's grow.
Tycoon running up the score, Tazzy's baddies on the floor. And that ass is super fatty, call me Zaddy, throw some more. Super nasty, she a savage, slaughter fucker like a whore. Popping bottles, foreign models, Tycoon on the world tour. Shorty, what you bad for? Turn this to a hit-a-thon. Damn, all your bitches bad, tell them they can come along.